Xbox fans, it's not been an easy year for you guys. Obviously, I'm an Xbox fan. I used to love the Xbox 360, but basically, it's been a rough year. We've seen a lot of Xbox exclusives coming to the PS5. They're going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch too, and we're even going to see some of the biggest franchises in gaming history from Xbox, like Halo and the Master Chief Collection, come to the PlayStation, which for a lot of gamers that own a PlayStation, this is a massive win. But for Xbox, it's kind of sad. And we're going to be diving into this article here from Vice, where Phil Spencer speaks on the future of Xbox exclusivity, and he says we're not going to put walls up, alluding to the fact that Xbox Play Anywhere, literally, even on their competitors' devices like the PS5, is not going anywhere in a hurry. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Obviously, a lot of you guys are big Xbox gamers. A lot of you guys refuse to buy a PlayStation console. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about Xbox games being able to be played on their competitors' devices? Let's get into the article. But first, check the links down below for some really cool tech, especially the Amazon link down below. You'll find an amazing list of constantly updated deals. Bookmark it, heart it, check it from time to time. You'll find some amazing deals for PlayStation, Xbox, tech in general, you name it, stuff around the house, stuff that I use in my setup here. You will love it and you'll get some really great deals. Click that link and check the other links down below for some really cool stuff too. So let's get into the article here. So in a recent interview on Gamertag Radio Podcast, Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer shares details about the future of Xbox exclusivity. Damn, Phil, why? Why do you do this? Obviously for money. They spent a lot of money on acquiring a lot of big studios and publishers and whatnot. Look at Activision Blizzard. Billions of dollars for that, and they're obviously just not recouping it fast enough on the Xbox alone, right? So, a year ago, Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer hinted at Xbox exclusive games heading to rival consoles like PlayStation and Nintendo, and at the time, and as a way of testing the waters, Xbox hadn't yet announced any plans to change its exclusivity strategy. However, on a recent episode of Gamertag Radio Podcast, he seems to have had a change of tune. Sharing his thoughts on the Xbox brand and its games, Spencer hints at the Xbox exclusivity as a thing of the past, essentially. It seems to be working well for PlayStation. Could that not just be a sign, Xbox, that your games just aren't as compelling, aren't as story-driven and fun as PlayStation games like God of War, like Horizon, the Horizon franchise, Ratchet & Clank, Spider-Man, the upcoming Wolverine game, Gran Turismo, just the endless list of PlayStation games. And PlayStation is potentially about to buy the developer of Elden Ring, so count that to the list. It's absolutely crazy. So Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, previously a timed console exclusive, has now got a PlayStation release date of spring 2025, and moreover, this week Xbox Developers Direct showcased 4 upcoming titles, of which 3 already had PlayStation 5 as an available platform upon release. Gamertag radio host Paris Lilly touches on the subject, asking Phil, you've talked over the past year or so about more open platforms. As an example, no red lines with some of your portfolio, things like that in your interpretation. So it's coming from your words. What does that mean now for Xbox as you head into the future? Phil responds, he says, I want people to be able to experience the games that we build, the services that we offer on as many devices as we can. Phil responds, the thing that I've learned and continue to learn when I listen to creators, not only our own studios but other teams building games, is that every creator out there wants to build a game that can find as many players as they want. It's really game first, not platform first, says Xbox Microsoft Gaming's Phil Spencer. We've obviously discussed this in the past about how a lot of these companies that make hardware consoles like PlayStation, like the Xbox, they don't so much as make their money on the hardware, but they make their money on the software, selling the software and getting a cut of that. That's where they make all their money. They really sell their consoles at a loss. So really, I understand this as from a business perspective. You want to get their games, that's where the real money is. They want to get their games on the most hardware possible. They want the most people to be able to play them. So it makes sense moving away from this whole exclusive strategy, unless you're PlayStation, who have the best games and the best hardware right now. So, while Microsoft has been trying to expand its games to multiple devices for years, its newest ad campaign makes it abundantly clear. Last November, Microsoft launched the This Is an Xbox marketing push, showcasing a variety of devices able to play Xbox games, whether it's your phone, whether it's your tablet, whether it's a TV. They said Phil goes on to go Phil goes on to say, we're not going to put up walls around where people can engage with the greatest games our studios are building, or where they can experience Xbox through different forms, whether it's cloud, whether it's on PC, whether it's on handheld PCs, of which they might be building one. Check on the channel very soon for more news on that. And whether it's on phones, I want everybody to be able to play on Xbox, says Spencer. She also leads up, the interviewer of the podcast leads up with a follow-up question. We're all wondering, you're putting all these games on other platforms. Why would I still want an Xbox? And that is the million-dollar question I've been asking myself. What do we have to gain by buying an Xbox in 2025 if we're seeing a lot of Xbox exclusives come to PlayStation anyway, right? Why get an Xbox when we can get a PlayStation, play Xbox games, play PlayStation games? What's the point of it having an Xbox? What's the point of their hardware division? I know a lot of developers and engineers are probably crapping their pants right now, wondering, are we going to have a job in a year because Xbox don't seem to be pushing out new hardware? Let's talk about it. So whether it's So to that end, Phil Spencer wants gamers to pick hardware based on their preferences and the capabilities they want. He says, I think the difference that we've seen in the last 20 years, and I think this is good, because I come from building games, it's really game first, not platform first, unless you're 13 years old and you enjoy the console wars. I mean, we all did, let's be honest. Other publishers like Square Enix have also announced plans to drop console exclusivity for future games. Could this mean we'll possibly see an Elder Scrolls 6 release on PlayStation for... could we see an Elder Scrolls 6 release on PlayStation on day one? We'll see. Fingers crossed that Nintendo take a page out of Spencer's playbook. Can you imagine if Nintendo go this route and they basically release their games on all platforms? That would be a game changer. Please, Nintendo. Please, pretty please. I mean, at the same time, I don't want Nintendo or Xbox to go the route of Sega, obviously releasing mediocre games and just, disappearing into irrelevancy. I want them to be strong. I want them to release new hardware to get excited about. I think if we have this monopolistic behavior where only one company is making hardware, we're not going to see as many cool innovations, right? I think we used to love and get excited about a new console because Xbox were releasing one, Nintendo was releasing one, PlayStation was releasing one, and we'd obviously, just look back at the Wii U era, the Xbox 360, the PS3, all the cool things the different systems did. You never knew which one to get. They all had their own exclusives. It was just a beautiful, wonderful time and a beautiful culture to be part of and exciting to grow up with. And now we're starting to see less of that, and it's all about the games, which I understand. It has merit, right? Games are the most important thing. They're the things you're going to be playing. You're not going to be playing the console menu screen most of the time. I get it, but God, man, there's something exciting about looking forward to a new console release and wondering what features it's going to have to set itself apart. Gaming's becoming very generic. It's all about games. All the consoles do the same things. It doesn't matter whether you have a PC, an Xbox, a handheld gaming PC, a console, a phone. We're all just going to be playing games. Doesn't matter what we have, it's all going to be the same. And it's going to get boring pretty fast, I think. And it's going to push developers, at least game developers, to maybe try new quirky things on their games, but not being able to take advantage of cool new features on different devices. It's going to, I don't know, it's going to take some of the fun out, right? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Another sad article about Xbox. Phil Spencer's obviously, I'm sure he'd love to make a new Xbox. He'd love to be at on the front line, competing for sales with PlayStation. But at the end of the day, he works for Microsoft, and Microsoft have invested hundreds of billions of dollars on studios to make games, and they're not getting a return fast enough. And they've obviously put Phil in a little bit of an awkward spot here. And they're pushing their Xbox Play Anywhere. Everything's an Xbox. Everything's an Xbox. If the platform lose Xbox on their platform. Anyways, I'm Blaze. Check the links down below for some really cool tech, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, and come join me on stream every day at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern, and 11 a.m. Pacific time. See you on stream, guys.